Has modern anime sacrificed storytelling for hype moments? It is boy Afro King Media, and we are here with another, probably not so controversial, but I think this should be something that people should
be
talk about more often,
Yeah.
so that people can better critique these more modern day animes that are coming out.
The answer to the question, in my opinion, is yes. However, I do understand why. A lot of shows, believe it or not, gain a lot of hype. We're in a very social media age, right? Where a lot of people's attention span is very small. This is why like clips, shorts, reels are always something that they're so popular. There was another anime that just came out. I forgot the name of it. The girl that was doing this stuff and killing people with it.
Oh,
Gobble Gobble, whatever.
Yeah, the Demons of Shadows or something like that.
Because of that clip, a lot of people started watching the show just because of the clip. It is a way of promotion. I guess you can say that a lot of shows can get more viewers and more fans of that they wouldn't have gotten just from the name of the release. So like, let's say what Kagurabachi is supposed to be coming out with a show, right? Mm-hmm. If people don't read the manga, nobody knows what the hell it is. Mm-hmm. So what's going to happen is that they're obviously going to probably clip out like maybe a little fight scene or something like that when they're showing previews of the show that's about to come out and try to get people to watch it. You know what I'm saying? They're going to show the good animation, maybe some good music. Same thing happened with a lot of shows. With Demon Slayer, a lot of people watched because they saw like, you know, the trailers, they heard the opening, you know, it was something.
And honestly, the first like 10 minutes of the show is a really...
Well, yeah, the first 10 minutes, but I mean, most people ain't going to just immediately watch it just because it's new. Not everybody's a super anime. So anime fans are going to look at what's coming out new and watch it regardless. And then they'll be like, oh, it's bad or it's good or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like your more casual anime fans, they're going to be on Reels and then see something cool and be like, okay, like, so for Demon Slayer, there was a lot of people that didn't watch Demon Slayer until Zenitsu was fighting the spider or Tanjiro was fighting it. Like when Tanjiro's blade turned red, and that we're already like 10 episodes into Demon Slayer already, but that brought a lot of people into it.
Went trending like crazy.
Exactly. All Might fighting or
Nomu, was that?
All Might fighting Nomu. That happened at the end of the first season. A lot of people went to go watch it after that. I didn't even watch My Hero Academia until I saw the Bakugo and Todoroki fight. Mm-hmm. No, Todoroki and Deku fight. And I was like, ooh. So
animation went hard.
Yeah, and so I feel like it's needed, but I do feel like some shows are built off of hype moments. And maybe we sound like, or maybe I sound like an anime elitist here, because there'll be some shows that aren't good shows, that the moments are hype enough to where people talk about it. I'm gonna use God of High School for an example.
Oh yeah.
The fights, great. The music, great. And there's very clippable moments, but when you're sitting down and watching the entire show, you're like,
do you care about these characters?
Yeah, this isn't really a good show.
Emotionally connected to these characters?
You're not.
Can you see yourself in these characters?
So it's like you don't care. Do you know what I mean? Like theoretically, like once you're done watching the show, you're like, okay, look, the fight scenes were cool when I watched it, but I don't think I want to watch this again or really recommend it to anybody. You know? So I do believe there is a balance, I guess you can say, but I understand why shows do it, but I do think that it is a cop-out for certain shows that become popular just to say that, oh, well, we're popular because we got a lot of hype moments, but we're kind of heavily held back by not having any real good or likable characters at some point in time.
That is definitely true, and I think it's like I said before, it's a cop-out for actually taking the time to write a good story. Mm-hmm. Writing a good story, you have a good world building, good character development, good characters that people can see themselves in. I think Dandadan is a good example of that. It definitely did have some hype moments for sure.
Yeah, they have some clippable moments.
The story is amazing. I can't say that for a lot of the animes that come out in a season alone, to be honest. One Punch Man, that's another good example of that, actually. I thought about that. I just remember that. In my opinion, anyway, I think.
Right, okay.
I think One Punch Man the story is just but I think it's made to be that way, so maybe it doesn't really belong on the list.
Yeah, it's hard to be well fleshed out when the main character
is the gag character.
Is the gag character, because it's not supposed to be taken seriously. Kind of like Gintama. Gintoki's joking around and screwing around the entire time. Whereas in like Naruto, Demon Slayer, Bleach, like it's a more serious concept.
But I think some of the best animes are the ones that are very relatable to people. And if you don't have that in a story, I feel like it's not gonna last.
Right.
I think Soul Leveling is gonna be one of those stories where it had all the hype moments, maybe some good fights here and there, but when it's done, it's gonna be done. Like
yeah, nobody's gonna care.
I don't think I've ever even seen anybody cosplaying Sung Jin-woo. I haven't seen it in any of the cosplay compilations. I haven't seen any online. Like I haven't seen a single person cosplaying Sung Jin-woo.
The only cosplays I've seen
and it's an easy cosplay.
The blonde chick is probably the only one I've seen. Whatever the blonde chick's name is with the short hair.
Oh yeah,
Heian, whatever. I don't know.
I don't remember her name. That's how unimportant the side characters are. I don't remember any other side characters in that show, bro.
It's like, I get it. It's needed to promote the show. But at what point in time does the show just become an R-forming contest of just showing multiple fight scenes to try to get the hype up, or just having your character look the coolest as possible? Like, I feel like if you try to, I think for Solo Leveling, the reason why I stopped watching it is because I thought that they were trying a little too hard to make the character look too cool. Like, because I didn't read any of the manhwa, so when I was watching it, it was all brand new information to me. Like I've heard some people talk about something that probably happened like 100 chapters down the line, but since I didn't know who it was, I wasn't
when it first came out in high school.
Yeah.
Now that we're grown up, it's like, why are you? They're just now animating it, and all the people that grew up reading it. I mean, it's cool for nostalgia, I guess.
But I think that's the purpose of a lot of shows like that. It's always going to be cool when you're younger. You're going to find it cool, but once you're grown, then you might not. But then again, it's like you have people in their late 20s, early 30s watching some 14-year-old kid. How are you supposed to put yourself in his shoes? He's 14. When you're younger, it's a little bit different. But then that's why you have shows called seinen. Naruto. Well, Naruto, we grew up with Naruto, so there's a difference.
Soul Leveling moves a little bit faster, you think? Well, Soul Leveling came out like...
No, because Naruto, when it came out, when we all started watching Naruto, we were Naruto's age.
Yeah.
When Demon Slayer came out, we were grown-ass adults. That's not saying that you can't, like the show.
Bad for other reasons.
But what I'm saying is, like, when you're talking about relatable to characters, it's going to be hard. Like, when I was watching Cowboy Bebop as a kid, I couldn't relate to Spike because he's a grown-ass man. I just thought he was cool. Do you know what I mean? I can kind of understand and relate a little bit more now as an adult when I go rewatch it or when I go look at type of stuff. But I think it just really depends on the genre of the show. Like seinen are going to be more for adults. Like, so if you're watching Paranoia Agent or something like that, like something that's a little bit more eerie and than edgy, then more adults are going to be able to understand the themes, even though I still watched it when I was 14. So I watched a lot of stuff because I went through an emo phase. Like, it was bad, but I don't regret it because I got to see a lot of good shows. However, it didn't take until I was a little bit older to kind of understand the themes. Evangelion, I watched probably like 3, 4, maybe even 5 times, like the whole, you want
to scar your child to play that for him randomly at night?
Obviously, the first time I watched it, I couldn't understand some of the deeper themes because I was just too young.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
then obviously, when I get to the later times, 3rd or 4th, I'm looking at this stuff like, damn, like, first of all, what the hell was wrong with me about 10 years ago? And second of all, wow, like these are, it just made me like that show a little bit more. But the show can't be built off of hype moments. Like God of High School is a perfect example in my opinion. The fight scenes are going to get people to watch it, but then when they watch it and see that it's only fight scenes, then they're going to be like, okay, well,
it's forgettable.
Who cares? Do you know what I mean?
Nowhere near being, it's not in my top 10 anime.
Whose top 10 anime is it in? The creator's top 10 anime that's not in.
There are some people that have Demon Slayer in their top 3 anime.
And most of them are new anime fans though, believe it or not. So like, you'll have somebody, we know somebody that loves JJK, loves Gojo specifically. And I bet you that's in her top 10 anime.
And
but she has probably not watched that many. So, I mean, how can you like, not shame, but how can you be surprised if somebody that's probably watched 5 anime and the 5 being My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen, Spy Family, you know, like new crap.
I won't shame them for liking the anime, but I will critique. It would be a point to make that their opinion shouldn't be taken as heavily as someone who has watched a plethora of animes.
In what sense, though? Because I only say that because then now you're walking into anime elitist territory.
I wouldn't call it elitist. I think
when we're talking about a show they've never watched before, then yeah, because, well, how would you know you haven't watched it? Like, if we're talking about Naruto and you've never seen Naruto before, then it's kind of hard for you to join that conversation. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Well, but it's less about taking your opinion as to what you think are the top 3 anime. If you've only watched 5 anime and versus someone who's watched like 30, I think the one who watched 30's opinion would be heavier.
I guess you could say it depends, because you gotta ask yourself, what's the question? What's the top? What's your top?
Your top 3.
What's your top, or what's the best?
The top 3, yeah. Either one.
What's if you ask somebody that's watched 5 anime what their top 3 anime is, then they're gonna give you the three out of the 5 that they watched.
Yeah, that's not.
If you ask them what are the 3 top best anime of all time, well, they can't really answer that question because they haven't watched a lot. I only really seen 5, 6, so I can't. I've never seen. I don't know. They've never seen the Narutos or the Evangelions or any of those. They haven't seen them. They've heard about them, sure, but they don't know. They haven't seen Cowboy Bebop or, you know, something that might be a little bit, maybe even Psychopaths. They don't know what the hell that is. Those are all completely different. They're still used to, you know, 14-year-old boy trying to become whatever the hell. That's why when Goblin Slayer came out, everybody started freaking out. They're not used to none of that. They've never seen it.
Episode 1, the first 5 minutes, just straight up toxic.
I mess with it, not with what happened, but I mess with just slapping everybody in the face with what happened in the show. Because in my opinion, a lot of newer anime fans, they don't really know like how deep anime runs into multiple genres. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's a little more fundamental than that. I think they're not used to seeing how cruel humans could be represented in animation.
Probably.
Because a lot of people see cartoons or cartoon-like animation as being something for kids until they see Devilman Crybaby.
Yeah. Or another, when the girl fell down the steps and introduced herself to the umbrella. Like, they're not used to none of that.
I think that stuff is hilarious.
Me personally, I said skill issue when she fell down the steps.
That is definitely, that's natural selection.
Just don't fall down the steps. Like, it would have been tough. I would have been walking down the hallway. I looked up at it like, damn, that's crazy. Like, I would have called the nurse.
I've tripped downstairs before, but I don't fall down the whole stairs. I stop maybe like a couple stairs down.
Yeah, but you're tall, so that's different, bro. You can just like extend and then get stuck somewhere. She's like 5'1", but to fall down, grab the umbrella and make sure that it's falling down with you. And then the umbrella stayed still like this. And then you extend your neck like this so that you can fall. Like, that's a little extra to me. That's a skill issue at some point in time.
You wanted to go.
You wanted to go meet your maker. That's a skill issue. But see, that would turn some people off. Some people turn the anime off after they see that. They're not used to that. And it's not even just that. I know people that'll watch Your Lie in April and just they can't watch it no more because it's too emotionally, you know, it's too emotionally like driven. Like it's poking your heartstrings. They're not used to that. They might be used to it a little bit. Like there's some scenes in like, let's say, a My Hero that can get emotional, sure, but
I think shows like Your Lie in April help you build empathy.
I think so.
And I think there are some people that hate the feeling of showing or feeling empathy for other people or characters even.
Maybe if they're not shippable, freaks. Maybe if they're not shippable. That's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
I don't like shippers, but you know, go ahead.